This experience feels like an exorcism. As I'm hurled into the world of the insane and tormented, I feel suddenly wrenched into a domain that is spun from another reality. Around me, the world twists and shrieks into the symphony of the macabre. The air is thick with a type of madness that gnaws at my sanity. Its icy fingers scraping against the walls of my mind. Each echo in the catacombs is a taunting whisper, a promise of the torment to come.
Could you get inside my oven and feed it for me?
I can feel an unseen force. A demonic presence that takes pleasure in my fear.
I need you to stay here. I need more specimens.
The taste of terror is raw in my mouth.
Where you going? Where you going?
As my pulse quickens, I realize I have been plunged into a realm, not just of the tormented, but of the demonic. As I tell myself, this isn't a haunt experience, this is an exorcism. When we drove up to the haunted attraction on a cold October night, from a distance, there's an eerie sound. Was it coyotes? What's in the distance? You can faintly hear the screams. It's very eerie. Children of the night, what sweet music they make.
Before they get to any individual scare, we've all watched them.
Scare actors are a vital pulse that animate a horror set, bringing each haunt to a chilling semblance of life. It is not merely about wearing a costume or applying layers of makeup. Their role is a complex tapestry of artistry, requiring a deep understanding of the intricate nature of fear and its psychological effects. Get out.
We wanted to do a haunt, so I asked Brett if we could have people go through the house, and he was like, I'd rather not. But then he was like, we can do it in the barn, and I was like, sold. So it's all good.
Here on Spooky Kisses Haunts, we have gone from the biggest to the smallest haunted attractions, from 25 actors a night to 200 actors a night, from smaller haunts to $6 million haunts. And what they all have in common is the passion and love for Halloween. Like Vincent van Gogh, they do it because they have to do it, not because they want to do it. It's the haunt owner's addiction that propels their business. We have found that most are not only passionate, but obsessive about their craft.
This is a transportation coffin.
Some are unorthodox and a little eccentric to the uninformed. The scare actors themselves are also lively individuals.
Salisbury Woods. Yeah, I'm a zombie. You know I could.
And the Salisbury Woods
My brother's such an asshole!
have their own unique cast of characters. It's this invigorating rush, born from a profound love for the chilling thrills of horror, that keeps these actors coming back each year.
I'm so excited that you're here at Salisbury Haunted Woods! Are you ready to go to Clown Town?
We're at the Salisbury Woods, Haunted Barn, and Trail. And I know that's correct because I can see the sign right here. We met up with Brett and Lisa Walker, the owners and creators of this incredible attraction. We find out how this original home haunt went on to become one of the most authentic attractions in the greater Boston area.
We wanted to raise money for the playground that we were trying to replace over at the elementary school. So instead of doing fundraisers of bake sales and that kind of stuff, we decided that we wanted to do a haunt. So I asked Brett if we could have people go through the house, and he was like, I'd rather not.
The haunt's really an artistic outlet for me. I spend a lot of time making props and designing different sets and that sort of thing. And then along with some help from our friends, Jim and Jen, we put them together.
Stu, your eyes will do blue, green, brown too.
Basically, me and Brett, we build everything you see here. The ladies, they usually do all the dress up. They put all the props in there. They make it look nasty. They do all the stuff that makes it look, what you expect it to look like for a haunted house.
So while we started out, we'd always done a yard display out in front of the house. And Lisa is very much into Halloween. And at the time, she was the president of the local parent-teacher group here at the elementary school. And they were trying to raise money for a new playground. Did agree to use a small horse barn that we had in the back of the property and turn it into this tiny little haunt that we had that first year. 3 or 4 rooms.
Yeah.
It was us and our kids and a couple of friends acting, and I think we charged $2 to get through or something. Yep. at the time, and it just all kind of took off from there.
Sometimes things are not what they seem. Although this haunt is built into the property that Brett and Lisa own, this is by no stretch of the imagination your typical home haunt. It has a classic old-fashioned charm, something perhaps that reminds me of being a child, and the experience of visiting the Salisbury Woods brings a whole level of authenticity that multi-million-dollar haunts cannot match. This is what the fall and Halloween should feel like in a quaint New England town. It's not manufactured, it's simply real. And the feeling one gets here is the wonderment I felt as a child when Halloween season would approach each year. Don't get me wrong, this haunt is incredibly scary. The trail is set up as long winding paths that roam through its fields, woods, and various buildings. Scare actors are experts and utilize this space to instill fear and jump scares. It's one of the most unnerving haunts I have visited, and I think in part this is because of the layered sounds that are used throughout the haunt. It's creepy and it's everywhere, so one cannot help but being fully immersed with all senses heightened.
We give to the parent-teacher groups in the district, 6 towns that are in the district. We also give to the music boosters over at the high school, and then at the middle school, we give them money to help fund trips to DC that the 8th graders take.
Last year we added the Fire Explorers, and they actually come and act with us one night.
Oh, they do?
They come and join our cast for the night, and we donate the gate after the expenses for that night go to the Fire Explorers. And then this year the board is talking about adding some additional community organizations to our donation list, because we've raised quite a lot of money, about $56,000 this year. So we're looking to split it up amongst a bigger pool of groups.
Every haunted attraction has a makeup room. This is where the magic happens, and the actors transform nightly into their characters and alter egos. It's a place where creativity meets horror, and ordinary faces morph into chilling monsters. Here, under the nimble hands of skilled makeup artists, the undead rise, vampires sneer, and werewolves howl. It's a fun environment to be part of.
You used to be the monkey?
Oh, you're the monkey!
Yes.
I interviewed you last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, you were like, ugh.
Yeah.
So how long have you done this? Now you talk.
Yeah, now he gets a talking part,
I thought I was being typecast with monkey for too long, so now
branching out. This was my breakout moment, and now I'm on television.
No.
So seriously,
I told you, we're moving up in the world. I told you.
Actors here get to bond pre-show. They are a fun bunch, and it's my favorite place just to hang out and relax. Ask a few questions before they all get to terrify me.
A lot of practice over the years, and over time you just get better and better. Like my vampire makeup, if you just go over the years and like look at it, it just gradually improves.
You're gonna be cavity search tonight.
I might be. I don't know if she is.
She comes out, her whole act, she's like, cavity search! Cavity search!
We'll find out more about the infamous, crazy, and insane character, Cavity Search, a little later in the show. You will also see my transformation into Cavity Search as I journey into the crazy world of this character, and I get to act in my very own scene.
This is intense. I didn't realize it was going to be...
Cavity search!
Oh, I do new things now.
The makeup room is so much fun. I really enjoyed hanging out and talking with the actors and crew.
So you're feeling uncomfortable?
Well, that's way tighter.
Oh, you're wearing that one. Okay.
I had to have her help me get it off.
Give me a beat or something. I'll try my best. Yo, yeah. Salisbury Woods with spooky kisses. Yeah, Mr. Premier, so you don't want to miss it. Yeah, I'm at the Salisbury Woods. Yeah, I'm a zombie. You know I could.
Well, you don't have to blow out the mic. Jesus.
The set design in The Haunt and the scare actors truly make you question if you're in a theatrical production or have been transported into an ancient crypt. The catacomb scene is chilling. Shadows that play tricks on the eye and a constant eerie echo make it impossible to tell if you're truly alone. The temperature is colder here, the dampness in the air penetrating your clothes and causing an involuntary shiver. It's creepy, but the insanity is only just getting started. This experience will forever be etched into your nightmares.
Oh, this little girl is like completely freaking out, and like, so I went on with this whole story, and I was like, Brett, I need your help. And so he comes around the corner, as Scabby, and the little girl's on the ground going, look at this, and she gets up, and then she goes, are you scary? And I go, not for you.
We are at Salisbury Haunted Barn and Trail. And why are we here? Why are we here in August? It's a very hot day. It's not even Halloween time yet, but I'll tell you why. The haunt business isn't exactly what it seems. Yes, they open for 5 or 6 weeks a year, but it's during the off-season and the summer months before the Halloween rush when you see the most behind-the-scenes activity going on at a haunt.
Be careful what you put on camera.
I know! This is a time for creative minds to come together and build. Patrons thrive on seeing these new sets and designs. This is a key driver in bringing in return customers during the fall season. We're meeting up with Brett Walker, and he's going to show us what they do every year, which is a ton of work, and how they build a haunt, and how they make it look as spooky and as scary as they do. What evil plans have you got for us this time?
Sure, yeah, so we're adding a couple of really nice large builds again this year. Every year we tear down a little bit and put some new stuff in, so every time you come it's a different show. So today we're actually in the process, we've torn down the back of the castle, and we're in the process now of building our new catacombs in there. So I got a crew in there. We're just finishing up the framing, and then we can start putting up foam and stucco and really make it look scary. You can kind of see we're a little bit of a mess out here because this is a construction site, so
Okay, let's go see.
So this is the entrance to the new catacomb. This will actually be the throne room. So there's going to be a bone throne here in the middle of this wall. This wall will be entirely covered with skulls and bones and skeletons hanging on the back of the wall there, and skulls all around the opening into the catacombs themselves.
The catacomb scene is scary, no doubt about that. Incredible amount of work.
Yeah, it is a lot of work.
And just when you thought they were dead,
every year we ask ourselves, why do we commit?
They become alive again.
This particular building is in the middle of the haunt, so once we tore it down, we didn't have a choice but to get it rebuilt. So here we are 5 weeks out from opening day and have a big crew out here trying to get things wrapped up. I'm using some techniques on this building that I haven't used before, so if things go well, I hopefully will have this building done in a couple of weeks, but if it doesn't go well, 5 weeks. Last fall, we're in Rome and we took a catacomb tour, and as soon as we did that, I knew exactly what I wanted this building to look like, and I knew what I wanted this room to look like as well, because there's a monastery in Rome that we toured where I guess there were hundreds of years of bones that had accumulated in this monastery, and I guess some of the monks got bored and started decorating the walls with the bones. And so again, that's the inspiration for this room as well. Like I said, we're just finishing it up. So in here, this is where each of the bodies will go. So it's similar to, like I said, the catacombs in Rome that we saw, where the cavities were carved out of the side of the stone, and then the bodies were laid in there.
Do you take everything down and then rebuild it, like everything? Because I noticed, the graveyard that was out there is not there anymore.
Well, so the graveyard does come down every year because that's my backyard, and it kills the grass. So
do you live here?
We do. Our home is in front
I
of the
never knew
property.
that.
So yeah, our house.
Because this is a really big haunt.
Yeah.
I never even knew until today that you lived here.
Yeah. So our house is at the front of the property.
That's crazy. I would never have considered the Salisbury Woods technically a home haunt. It's just too big. It doesn't fit easily into that category.
So the graveyard does come down every year. That's the queue line, as you know. A lot of the sets out here in the woods do stay up year round. We just kind of pick all the props up and move them inside to protect them from the weather. And then every year we tear a little bit down and replace it, change some concepts. We add and improve things to each of the sets. Some of the sets that do stay up, we'll just add some to them and so forth. This year we've done 2 really major builds, the catacomb here, and later we'll take you over to Granny's house, which we're
I'm excited about that. Because that was just a facade last year.
Yep, last year that was just a facade. It was almost a fence basically on the side of the trail to keep people on, and now there's a full building in behind it.
There is nothing else quite like visiting a Halloween haunt in New England during the fall season and feeling the chill of the night air and the breeze. The Salem witch trials took place in colonial Massachusetts between 1692 and 1693. Over 200 people were accused of practicing witchcraft, and 19 were executed. This dark period in American history is often associated with witchcraft, and by extension, Halloween, due to the popular image of witches being a major part of Halloween symbolism. It was believed that on the night of October 31st, the veil between the living and the dead was thinnest, and the dead could return to Earth. This is the feeling I get when I walk into the Salisbury Woods. It's a return to my childhood and that sense of wonder and bewitchment.
Before they get to any individual scare, we've all watched them. The idea of it is to try to make it so that you can make a haunt that people aren't sure where you're coming from. You always have to read people. Coming through there, you can look at the people that are coming through. You can see which ones are scared.
We met up with Jim Hoyt, who is Brett's right-hand man at this haunt. Jim is a talented carpenter, set designer, and builder.
Have you gotten our coffin?
Not yet, I want to get in it. He runs chainsaw during the haunt season and frightens the heck out of guests, me included. I'm here with Jim, and you are the chainsaw maniac of this place.
Yes, I am.
And by the way, he also has a collection of 23 chainsaws.
A couple of years into the haunt, he decided to expand out into the woods, and he put in a chainsaw area. He asked me if I wanted to, do the chainsaw for him, because my kids had been haunting here.
So my husband, Jim, and I got sucked in because of our children. And so we just originally came over here to work and do all the props and stuff like that.
And after that, I helped him out a few times, and just got to be more and more, and to the point we're probably best of friends now.
They needed actors. So Jim started first acting as a chainsaw maniac. Yeah.
And you just built the inside of this, right? It was just like last time we were here, it was just the front of the building, correct, right?
So last year you just had the facade. This year you've got the whole building. Now this building took quite a while to build it. I mean, this was half the summer. And we had already taken down the back half of the castle, so we were kind of committed into making the catacombs this year as well.
Do you think you'll finish?
Oh yeah, we'll get it done.
I hope so. They were gonna do a candy shack and they wanted a witch, and they asked me, and I'm like, boys like playing a witch.
It's so funny because, Jen, she does a really good witch voice.
Would you like to stay and have some stew? Toads, lizards, and your eyes, too. Each one of them would be delicious. They pop and they squirt when you chew, your eyes.
When I go on and on, you know how the eyes, they squish and they pop when you chew. And I go on and on like that, and people just look at me. Some of them laugh, some of them run.
So we all know where they are and when they're coming, and a lot of times you can hear them talking. So if they say someone's name, now you have their name.
Okay.
So it makes it even creepier when they're coming around and you're yelling at them, you're going after them, calling them by name.
Well, I wanted to make sure that you saw our new collection of coffins. These are 4 new coffins we picked up this year. We actually picked them up at a local funeral home that was going out of business. And this particular one that you see right here, Jim and I were actually loading this into the back of his truck. And as I picked it up and I said to Jim, yeah, I'm pretty sure this one had a body in it. Oh, and the funeral director said, oh, they all had bodies.
Oh my God. This is what sets the haunt industry apart from all others. It's the length the owners will go to create the most genuine, frightening, and immersive experience imaginable. If you're like me, my mind just gets transported into this dark reality. Although I have a cameraman filming me, it doesn't help me block this experience. In fact, I am invariably drawn deeper into the hauntingly captivating world crafted around me.
Look at this one here. It's actually zinc lined inside on the outside.
Yeah.
And you can see like the can opener marks.
Wow.
So this is a transportation coffin. So somebody died in Europe, probably around the turn of the century, and they packed them up in this. They soldered them in, shipped them back to the United States. They got to the funeral home, and they, with their little can opener, popped them out. But this one too, you can see, is actually peeled open.
You can.
So.
Yeah, it's a history lesson in here. Creepy history lesson. The presence of these old morbid artifacts, along with Brett's unswerving commitment to detail, elevates this haunt to a new creep level. This is the magic that the haunt industry conjures. A dark allure that is as thrilling as it is terrifying.
Maybe we have some real ghosts here.
You might.
At the Salisbury
Yeah,
Woods.
you might have some real ghosts here.
We have about a dozen coffins around here. Yeah, including the one you can drive. You gonna drive that one?
Yeah, I would love to do that. Working at a haunt is a collaborative effort. There are set designers, builders, scene dressers, costume and makeup and showrunners. It's like a theatrical production. Everything has to be ready by the start of the fall season. How long would something like this take to construct?
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, we should probably limit our builds to one a year. Because there's a lot of other things we do as well, like changing out fencing, taking some of the stuff we have now, making it a little bit better, adding things to some of the scenes we already have.
This particular piece, I actually got a message on Facebook from a fan of the haunt that saw this. I think it was on either Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, and they saw this cage. They saw this jail cell. It's an actual jail cell. I don't know the history of it. I don't know where it came from. I'm not sure why somebody had this in their yard to start with.
I don't ask
questions. That's kind of creepy that they had that in the first place. I don't know if it weighs 600, 700, 800 pounds or something. It's heavy. It's huge. It was about all that Jim and I could move on our own, get it into his trailer and haul it home. This is a little bit more of a permanent home for Brandy. It's kind of a little bit of a traditional, some of that traditional haunted house stuff. So why don't we come on in and take a look?
Sure.
Hey, cable! Fix my please.
Granny's house, the first room you walk into is the living room, and it's populated with a little collection of scary people, including some live and some not so live.
Could you get inside my oven and clean it for me? You look meaty. Why don't you stay for dinner?
I have no intentions of staying for dinner in this creepy little house. She ain't my grandma.
Then on to the bedroom.
And she gets you to try to clean her oven.
She does, yes. From the kitchen, you travel into the bedroom where there's a demonic possession scene going on.
This scene is scary and unnerving. I was not expecting this creepy, demonic, levitating, and possessed woman, or to find a screaming young girl begging for help.
And then finally through Granny's somewhat gross bathroom, and there's a little surprise in there for everyone as they travel out the door.
But my favorite part of Granny's house is the stairs where the kid's like, get out! And then you walk around, and then at the end, then he goes, I said get out! Like, that is my favorite. We're here at Salisbury Woods in Salisbury, New Hampshire. And I swear, I think this is the scariest room, maybe the scariest room of them all. Come with me as we see more.
Hey, come on out. How you guys doing? Good. How are you? Nice. Date night? Nice. $15, big spender. Make her buy the tickets.
Brett Walker, also famously referred to as the clown Scabby.
You know why people are like bananas? If you peel their skin and eat them, they die too.
Is known for his playful and slightly mischievous demeanor. He has a knack for spicing up the cue line.
Hey Cameron, what's the difference between a pile of dead bodies and a pile of sand?
And mysteriously seems to know patrons by name.
You cannot move a pile of sand with a pitchfork. What? This is science. You don't like science? Go with the science.
I don't want all the zombies going. A zombie can go, a teddy bear can go, a clown can go. Okay, so you go in groupings. Do not desert your location. And that's one of the few things you can come out of character and tell them to stop doing it. Because here's the issue. It's again, I don't care if they're taking pictures of the haunt. We got an event tomorrow where we're gonna let people come in and take all the photographs they want to. The problem is, if somebody's walking through the haunt, taking photographs, or somebody's walking through and they're videotaping, they're going at a slower pace than they should be going. And then what happens is we get a whole bunch of other patrons backed up behind them.
Well, I'm silent.
Oh, you don't say anything.
You'll see. You'll see.
And what do you think so far? Because you've done the whole season now.
I have now, yes. I started out as a fortune teller with a pet rat.
Right.
It was smaller than that. And the pet rat ended up being crushed.
Aw.
And I was in this costume using it with my seeing, it was a small rat on my walking stick, and it fell off and ended up getting stepped on. And probably one of my favorite things is when a large group of people were waiting in line, and all of a sudden they came upon this rat, and this guy is screaming, "Oh my God, this is either a prop or a pet rat."
I like your rat.
When I went to go retrieve it silently, the rat got all tangled up in my hair.
Oh,
and
no.
just walked away, but it was the grossest sight. It was perfect. I get a lot of, oh, this is so cool. Like, it gets better and better every year, because I can hear people talking before the werewolf scares them to death and they come running through my area. He gets them every time.
I think the vampire SWAT is really cool. I've been in there since the vampire shack has opened, so.
And you come out of nowhere.
I really do.
And it's like it freaks people out, like me. And you're just like, you know.
I sprint out of there. I get so many good scares.
How do you do that so fast?
Honestly, as soon as the thunder goes, which is my cue, I just sprint. And I've had people pee their pants. I've had people just fall backwards, kind of like a domino effect into more people. It's really funny. It's great. When I heard the vampire shack was open, I was like, that sounds cool. I want that one. Yeah.
Believe me, this vampire girl is super fast. She books it out of her spot to terrorize unsuspecting customers.
Last year I had a cat on my butt.
Yes!
She did.
I remember that.
It's buttons. Now you'll see buttons on my kitchen table.
Oh, okay, cool.
But she doesn't eat him.
I was a zombie for a few weeks, and then I was the scarecrow recently, and I was a clown 2 weeks ago.
Oh, that's cool. What do you like the best?
I like being a zombie.
The zombie's the most fun?
Yeah.
We killed it one time.
Yeah.
It was just me and Devin, and it was like people come through, and we were so nervous because it was just me and him.
I don't know if I'm going to continue working in the barn next year or not. It depends.
Do they let you pick?
If you help out in the summer, you have more of a chance of picking.
But I guess the less people, we had such a creative mind to scare people, and we absolutely killed it. We got so many people screaming. We actually got some pretty good reviews from people saying like it was like one of the scariest things of all time. And I think we made a good impression on the zombies. But yeah, it was good. Like I was like, dude, we killed that. It was insane.
And you did. You were like shoveling dirt or something.
So-
you guys were.
Yeah. In the summers, I try to help out as much as I can every weekend. You guys were there when we were trying to grade out a path with gravel, so.
Son of monkey.
I have other titles.
What's your other titles?
Corpse Scarecrow Thing and Guard Tower was my role for a long, long time.
My goodness, hello, it is so good to see you. Hi. Hi.
We've been in a new area a couple times this month. I'm not going to tell you about it because you'll see it later.
So, for the most part of the season, I have been in the catacombs, so I've been a mummy. But I've been a clown a couple times this year.
What do you like better?
I'm happy to be really anywhere, but I'd say clowns is my favorite.
Oh, it's lots of fun. It replaced trick-or-treating as the thing to do for Halloween.
Don't you? Come on, let's play!
with Jennifer Hoyt. And you have worked here for a long time, right? How long?
Oh, geez, you'd have to ask me that. I don't know.
Many of the actors we meet at these haunted attractions are also highly involved in set dressing and design, costumes and makeup. Jennifer Hoyt, who is married to Chainsaw Jim, does it all at Salisbury Woods.
So my husband, Jim, and I got sucked in because of our children. And so we just originally came over here to work and do all the props and stuff like that. And then they needed actors. I was watching horror movies from the time I could watch TV.
Wow.
Yeah. I used to.
So you're perfect for this place, really.
Well, I think that's why I know how to do a lot of this creepy stuff, because of all the horror movies I've watched and some of the houses I've been in my lifetime are a little creepy anyway. So my grandmother lived in a big, creepy kind of house. Actually, this room reminds me of her old house because her house was in a fire. And it had a lot of smoke damage.
Yep.
So when Brett said, hey, we're gonna do Granny's house, you just need to make it, and I already had this was in my mind.
Here, we have a gravel, everything's on gravel, which is, normally we don't put floors in our scenes. The only reason there's a floor in that barn is because that was pre-existing. Because I don't like to have people step up or step down.
Jim, who was here today, not my Jim, but another Jim, he did all the wallpapering. I put the border up. And then I basically just took a spray bottle with different colors of paint and I sprayed it on and took a sponge and I kind of wiped it off.
So she's got acrylic paint and water in there and she's just rubbing it on. And a lot, you'll see, actually with the pink it doesn't show so much. So they can actually just spray it across the top. And then you can go back with water and spray on top of it and it'll just run down the walls.
It turns out there's an entire process for creating a distressed, beat up, and run-down looking house. I know some folks whose weekend parties would achieve this look in no time. The old kitchen that you used to have, the scary kitchen, you're not going to have that anymore, or you're going to
No, that's out, and a bunch of those props will come in here.
And so you'll do something else with that
We'll
area.
do something, that whole barn is going to be, we're actually going to kind of have an evil doctor
or something like
autopsy
that.
scene. Yeah, we have
a fake fly.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of cockroaches and stuff too, probably, and I don't know if there's.
Oh, there's a dead head.
Oh, there's a cockroach for you too.
Stuff I just kind of learned as I went. I was always, when I was a kid, I was always dressing up as a witch for Halloween. Always. So it was always my favorite character. I always liked to be a witch. So I got practice that way. And I just kind of work with my own wrinkles, You don't have
any wrinkles.
Well,
get out of here.
You make things work. So you use eyeliner, eyeshadows.
Do I now?
Yeah. But yours looks nice.
So it's time to get a little insane. I've been waiting for this opportunity to get made up like Cavity Search. This character really fits my personality and seems to be so much fun. Being an institutionalized scare actor, what else could I possibly ask for?
Sometimes don't even say anything and I stand there like this. And people are like, is she real? Is she real or is she fake? I'll stand against the wall. And then people are like, is she real or is she fake? And then I'll just do a jump and scare them.
I can see why Cavity Search scares people. Just look at that straitjacket.
Yeah.
Cavity Search!
Cavity Search. Yeah, so I don't know. I just thought I'm in the criminally insane penitentiary. So of course I'm like, I gotta act crazy. And clearly I am.
It's not crazy enough now. You're trying to make it crazier, I don't know. This is the first time I've been made up like a crazy woman, and I'm gonna say, it's an absolute riot. Who knew that dressing like a lunatic could make even my bad hair days look sane? Oh, the back says, I didn't notice that. Look at the back of her outfit, Suzette.
wasn't anything bad about it. Every room you walked into, you didn't know what to expect.
And so what do you think is the scariest part? It's a tough question.
He
was the monkey before.
He was.
He
the
was.
monkey. Yeah.
He's graduated from the
he's
monkey
never
to a
knows
doctor.
Friends, you want to play a game with me?
Never been to a haunted house before?
No.
How come?
I don't know.
Every room was so well done. This was amazing. Smack again.
You look so funny when I get scared.
Guy with the chainsaw.
I'm still freaked out right now.
It's scary, that's for sure.
Monkey got his medical degree and is now practicing medicine inside the haunt.
Yeah, it is fun.
Can't watch me get scared.
Did you have your eyes closed?
Get out.
Spooky Kisses dies in a freak coffin accident.
Good thing is, all we gotta do is solder you back in.
That's right. So every year, do you take everything down?
No. I don't know how much of that you're picking up.
I had the best time ever at the Salisbury Woods.
Take everything down and then rebuild it, or?
This haunt was fun, frightening, and entertaining.
He's pointing it out.
Are you good at scaring people?
Yeah.
We'll have to find out. Rebuild it, or?
Back in the game, you know it's my fame. I'm D. James. Every single day I'm taking names. Yeah, I'm back on this beat. Yeah, bring the fire. Too much heat.
I do 12-mile runs every morning, so.
Every morning.
Every morning, yeah.
I've had people that have literally just dropped right in front of me and just pee themselves and wouldn't move.
Yeah, how'd you do that? You like my wart?
I want to pat it.
Oh, God.
Like kids?
Oh, no.
Adults?
Yeah.
Full-grown adults.
Yeah.
Pee themselves. I am going to drive this crazy coffin, which I'm pretty scared to do, but we'll see if I can do this without dying.
Yeah, I'm only training for this so I can run after people that cry. Gotta be quick. You gotta be quick.
Check it out.
New album.
Check it out.
New album coming out
It's
soon.
gonna drop.
New album is coming
Drop
out.
it.
Those guys that you couldn't see that just come out of nowhere. Yeah.
Finger, people can bend it all the way
Will you
back.
why? You don't have any joints in there? What do you think was the scariest part?
This interview is the scariest part.
Has anybody ever been scared to death in here?
No, but there's always a hope
Tonight.
for tonight.
Maybe tonight.
So we're always looking for new meat.
Next time you visit New Hampshire to leaf peep the fall foliage, you definitely won't want to miss it.
Do a quick interview?
Nope.
You don't, Cuddles? Aw.
Not a cuddling person.
If you happen to get scared to death, we have a saying, if you don't find the body, it's just a missing person.
It's clowns, spiders, zombies, vampires, crazy hillbillies, and what did I leave out? Salisbury Woods is so scary, and it's just really incredibly long, and it's got all your childhood nightmares and fears in it. I really, really recommend that you come to Salisbury Woods in Salisbury, New Hampshire. And what is going on?